What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and finally we have the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G in the house. Yes, I know it's late, I'm sorry. I tried my best to get hold of this as soon as possible, but sometimes things are late in the UK. What can we do? Now, to make things a little bit different, I'm also going to be unboxing the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, as well as some Samsung cases. So we've got the smart LED cover here as well as a few others. So hopefully that will make it a little bit different. Let's go ahead and straight away start off with the S20 Ultra. So on the box itself, we have kind of the shape of the S20 Ultra, and the S20 logo kind of leaks off the shape, and that's to kind of emphasize on the almost bezel-less display that we have. The S20 Ultra 5G logo here. Let's open this up. Here it is. Now you can see that I've got the Cosmic Gray version. There is also a Cosmic Black, but those are the only two color options available. Let's put this to the side for a second so we can see what else we get inside the box. Now first things first, there's actually a smaller box that's kind of tucked away in this top half portion. It's something that a lot of people have missed for other devices. And this has some paperwork as well as the SIM card tool. And then in the main box, we do have a power brick. Now this is going to vary depending on your region. I've got the 2-pin European version here, and this is a 25-watt fast charger. But the S20 Ultra does support 45-watt charging, but that charger you would have to buy separately. We then have a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, and finally we've got some braided AKG USB Type-C earphones. Right, now let's get to the device, and the first thing we have to look at is this absolutely beautiful 6.9-inch dynamic OLED display. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It's got great viewing angles. It's got amazing colors. It's a Quad HD Plus screen, so it's also very, very sharp. And what's interesting this year is that it's not as curved as Samsung screens have been in the past. So Samsung kind of going away from that curved trend, which I'm definitely for. And instead, the back is a little bit more curved, which makes it more comfortable to hold despite its large size, as well as its 220-gram weight. Now, by far, the most important thing for me on this display is the fact that it can support up to 120 Hz. So it's got a high refresh rate screen. Now, there is a bit of a disclaimer that as soon as you do switch to 120 Hz, it is going to switch to 1080p, so you're not going to be getting that Quad HD Plus resolution. But nevertheless, things are going to be super smooth, and generally speaking, at 1080p, things still look pretty good. Now, this isn't on by default. You do have to go into the settings and switch on the high refresh rate. But once you've done that, things are so smooth. Absolutely love it. Now, the bezels are also smaller compared to last year, so we are getting pretty much all screen here, and there's a single punch out. So this is for the front-facing camera. The punch out is actually smaller compared to what we had on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And of course, on the S10 Plus, we had the dual camera. The front-facing camera is 40 megapixels with an f2.2 aperture, and it can record 4K up to 60 frames a second. But let's go ahead and flip this over and take a look at these bad boys. So we have a quad camera setup here on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. There is quite a bit of a camera bump, I have to say. This will be flattened out if you use a case or something. And it's a rectangular camera module, one of the biggest camera modules that I've seen on any smartphone, and it's towards the left-hand side. Now, the reason why this camera module is so big is because we've had some big improvements for the cameras. So first up, let's talk about the primary camera. Now, the primary camera is a 108 megapixel camera with an f1.8 aperture. Now, what's important about this camera is not just the megapixels, it's the fact that the sensor size is much bigger compared to what we've had in previous years. It can capture 3 times more light compared to the S10. Now, although we have 108 megapixels, by default, you are going to be shooting at 12 megapixels, but what that's going to enable is for you to have 9 pixels combined into one, and that's going to give you much better low light sensitivity. And then we have the ultra wide camera. This is 12 megapixels with an f2.2 aperture. It's going to allow you to get in lots more into your shots. And for me personally, the Note 10 Plus last year was my favorite ultra wide camera, so it'll be interesting to see how this one holds up. There's a time of flight camera. This is gonna help with depth information, so this should be really useful for your portrait shots. And finally, we have the telephoto zoom camera. Now, this is using periscope technology, similar to what we saw in a few devices last year, but this does take things a bit to the extreme. So it's a 48 megapixel camera with an f3.5 aperture. It's going to give you around 5 times optical zoom, 10 times hybrid zoom, and it's going to give you up to 100 times digital zoom. Samsung are calling this space zoom, as you can see on this logo. Now, I'm obviously going to be testing this out and putting it through its paces. From what I've been seeing so far, at 100 times, it's nice to really get close into subjects, but it doesn't really give you too many usable results. But nevertheless, at somewhere around 30x, you're still going to be getting some really good results. Now, of course, guys, of course, I know all of you guys have been waiting for this, and my tweet inbox, my Instagram, all of them have just been absolutely spammed with SAF. When are we going to see the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra SuperSaf style camera comparison versus the iPhone 11 Pro Max? And now that I've got it in-house, it's going to be coming very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that bell icon so you're notified as soon as that is live. I'm going to be going out with this. I mean, it's almost midnight, but I'm going to be going out with this camera and doing lots of low light tests. There's going to be so many tests in this upcoming video. Make sure you don't miss it. Now, in addition to the imagery, we also have improvements for video. We do have 8K up to 24 frames a second. Once again, really looking forward to putting it through its paces. But the fact that you can record 8K on a smartphone is absolutely insane. Looking at the build and design, so we do have a metal frame with the glass at the back. The glass is curved as mentioned, and it is IP68 water and dust resistant. Now, there is a pre-applied screen protector on the display. This is a plastic screen protector, and there is the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner, which is similar to what we had last year. Works really well, very, very fast. Now, taking a look around the device, at the bottom, there is the USB-C input. There's a bottom firing speaker. We also have the secondary stereo speaker in the earpiece. On the right-hand side, we've got a power button as well as the volume rocker. Now, this on the Note 10 Plus, for instance, was on the left-hand side, so Samsung have now moved it onto the right-hand side. There's nothing on the left-hand side. Then on the top, we have the SIM card tray. Now, what's interesting is that Samsung is still providing a MicroSD card slot, so you can expand the storage on the S20 Ultra, which is definitely a nice touch. It comes with a base of 128 gigabytes of UFS 3.0 storage. You can also get a version with up to 512 gigabytes. There's a base of 12 gigabytes of RAM, but you can get up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's absolutely insane on a smartphone. And this is powered by either the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset or the Exynos 990, depending on your region. I'm here in the UK, so this is the Exynos version. That's something else that I also want to test out. I'll be trying to get hold of the Qualcomm Snapdragon version as well, using them both day to day, and then I'll cover my experience in the full review. For the battery, you do have a massive 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so this should get you through the day pretty easily. It's something that I will definitely be testing out. We've got 25 watt fast charging out of the box, up to 45 watt fast charging, bought separately, but we do have support for wireless charging, and this is pretty fast wireless charging as well as reverse wireless charging. So this is wireless PowerShare, where you're going to be able to charge other devices on the S20 Ultra, such as these, the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. So let's now move over to the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus and have a look. In terms of pricing and availability, I'll leave some links in the description below, so if you want to go ahead and pick that up. But it's starting at around £1,200 here in the UK or $1,400 in the US. The good news, however, is that if you do pre-order the S20 Ultra before a particular date, I can't remember exactly what date that is, you are going to be getting the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus for free. So definitely something to consider. Let's just have a quick look at some of the key features here at the back. 11 hours playtime. So this is actually like almost double what we had on the previous generation of Galaxy Buds. Two-way speakers for rich sound, triple mics for clear voice calls. This is something that definitely could have been improved on the Galaxy Buds, so I can't wait to test this out. Sound by AKG, Qi compatible wireless charging. Let's open these up. So I have the black version here. There is also a white version as well as kind of like a blue version. So as well as the Galaxy Buds Plus, you do get a USB Type A to USB Type C cable. You get some spare inner ear tips at different sizes, as well as some different outer ear tips, which, will help keep those in your ears. And these for me, like the Galaxy Buds last year, were really, really good when it came to staying in my ears compared to lots of other earbuds. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. Glossy finish. So that's interesting. We have a glossy finish this time compared to the more matte finish that we had last time. And we have a USB Type-C input. Let's go ahead and pair these up straight away to the S20 Ultra and see how easy this whole process is. And there we go, straight away, we've got Galaxy Buds Plus, new device has been detected. Go ahead. Now they look very similar to the previous year's Galaxy Buds, and they also fit very similarly and got a very, very good fit. Like, honestly, I can have these on for a run, if I'm in the gym, if I'm on the plane, and they just don't fall off. And that's because we have these hooks, which really do help keep these into your ears. Let's have a listen and see how they are. We do have the app. Setup is very, very easy. And with the app, you can kind of go through the different ambient sound settings, which is interesting. Okay, so we've got low. Now I can definitely hear myself. Now I can definitely hear myself even more. We've got the equalizer. We've got Find My Earbuds as well, in case you do lose them. Definitely quite interesting. We don't have noise cancellation, but realistically speaking, because these do have quite a snug fit, they do block out quite a bit of the outside noise. And especially considering the price that they're coming in at, they are coming in a lot cheaper than lots of other earbuds that do have active noise cancellation. So considering the price, I think these are really, really good. I'm gonna have a bit of a listen. Can definitely hear more bass compared to last year's model, and they seem to be, I wonder if they're a little bit more sturdy in terms of the case and if it's going to flip out as quickly. The case seems to be a little bit more stiff compared to last year's. So I'm going to be using these as my primary earbuds for the next few weeks, and I'll see how it goes with those. Now let's go ahead and have a look at some of those cases. So first up, we have the standard silicone cover, which looks pretty straightforward. This is the blue color. I'm sure there's going to be lots of other colors available as well. So pretty standard. It has a yellow color inside and the blue outside. A pretty good fit, and that way the camera bump isn't going to be as pronounced. Nice soft feel. Pretty standard case. Now let's have a look at the smart LED view cover. Okay, so this does come with a bit of a quick start guide. And we can place this in here. And right away, it has detected that we have the LED view cover. It's asking us if we want to download some additional features. And when we do close the case, then you can see that it is now lighting up at the time. It's going to also light up things like your notifications. It's got a nice material finish, so it does feel really good and premium. I'm not usually a fan of flip cases, but the fact that this does have the LEDs might make it a bit more compelling. And the final case that we've got is the Smart Clear View cover. So let's open this one up. Once again, a flip case, and goes on very easily. Straight away, we've got a congratulations on the new case. So it's detected that we've got this new case, and it's got a few different themes as well that we can use. And when we do close this, then we see the always on display come into effect. So we've got the time, we've got the date, the battery percentage, and things like your notifications are also going to pop up on here, which is quite nice. Definitely like the feel of this. This looks a lot slicker in my opinion. It just looks very, very clean. And that is the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. What do you guys think of it? What coverage would you like me to do with it? SuperSaf style? Definitely drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And as mentioned, there's going to be lots of coverage coming up here. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, then subscribe and hit that bell icon. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time. You know how much of a mission it was to get this phone? Unbelievable. Finally.